this is kind of like a general question. You can kind of take this, go wherever you want with it. But so generally, what are some things that white people can do to promote the cause of anti-racism today, right now, in the next year, kind of a little more long term, and then like beyond that in the next 5 years? Like, what are some kind of steps that can be incorporated?
First, read up on the history of race, racial construction, and racism in our country and its impact today. Follow those who are writing in depth about it, either from their own learning or their own lived experience. Put money toward causes, like we're asking that you donate today at empower.org. Put that money there. It can be something small, like I believe in public radio. I give $20 a month to public radio. Like you can do that to these organizations. It can be organizations that specifically deal in anti-racism, or it can be, like there are people who do certain stuff for Black reparations, or there are people who donate regularly to the reservation of the indigenous people whose land we're on, because we can never, ignore that we're all on stolen land. But it's kind of taking that deep look in where to put your energy. And once you know and you put your support there and you actually start paying attention to people who are writing and speaking about this, they are asking for action, and they are being very specific about the type of action that helps. And there are people in your local community who are specific about what action needs to happen, down to the neighborhood, not even just the whole city.
Right.
So listen to them. I think sometimes racially minoritized folks will get just questioned to death. Like, what do we do? What do we know? Where do we go? It doesn't have to be enough questioning so you feel you've got the right nugget. There are activists in your community who are saying our community needs this. Remember that nobody has to be a hero. You don't have to find the most noble, most visible cause of causes. You can, you can walk into your local school board and see what they're talking about. You can walk into your local voting reform organization. But having that historical knowledge about race, racial construction, and racism and the impact will also guide you where to go. So, if you learn about redlining and your city board is having a zoning meeting, to go to that, right? There are so many answers that looking backward can give us.
Yeah.
And then looking at people who are deep in that work now.
Yeah.
And asking please donate, please speak
Right.
here, please
Right.
go here.
Right.
And then just building relationships in your community, not saying, "Ooh, got a Black friend, check. Got a Hispanic friend, check." Don't do that. But if there are people in your community and you realize that you are not having the regular level of openness that you'd be aware of, and it goes to bias again, right? Do you clutch your purse when you see the Black man in the street, or do you turn your head when you see, all these things that don't make us evil people? It is a product of what we're swimming in, and we have to acknowledge and shake it off. And start engaging with people that are around you that you may have noticed that you do not engage with, because it's always there. So I feel like that's the start today stuff.
Yeah. Okay, very good. And you kind of mentioned Empower DC briefly, and people and organizations that are doing kind of specific work. And we're going to have Sabrina Rhodes from Empower DC come up and talk to us a little bit later on. But one thing I've noticed is that they, as an organization, they have very specific projects and initiatives that they are working for, and very specific pockets in the city where people are in the most danger or the most vulnerable, that they really focus their attention on. So, you can kind of find out from kind of looking at these organizations and seeing what they're doing, you can get a sense where help is needed the most, most immediately, and kind of find ways to donate to those.
Yeah, there's so many organizations that are national
Mhm.
and need funding, but people down the street get ignored
Yeah,
more than they should, and we
yeah,
forget that there are, there are local organizations that are reaching out and not really being heard
right,
enough.
right. Okay, very good, very good. Thank you for your answer to that question.